Live. I wanted to do a little impromptu live for all of you, and I bring on a very special guest, which most of you know, many of you are very close to. In just a moment, because I got a message that this beloved one's pet wanted to deliver a message to her. And this is what happens when your friend is an animal communicator. So, hello to all of you who don't know me. My name is Katherine O'Shea. I am a Tao healing practitioner and an animal communication specialist. And this means that I actually use my spiritual channels to connect with animals, receive their messages, their guidance, their information, and then use my tools as a practitioner to create these shifts, these positive shifts. It's so amazing to hear what they need, what they want, the love that they have, and the deep, deep wisdom always, always touches my heart. It's very, very deep. So I love going live and doing readings. And I feel like this is going to be a very, very special reading. This animal, actually, I'm very connected to this person and this animal, and they often come to me. And my dog is getting my attention. Sorry. Come on. They often come to me. This is my dog, Mr. Ping. They often come to me and give me messages or just show up in my meditations. And this happens once I connect to animals. Many people who I've done sessions with or even just done live readings for here, that connection is made and they come to deliver their messages. Thanks, buddy. So let me bring her on. Her name is Lindsay, and she is amazing. Hi, Lindsay. This is Lindsay Sharman. Many of you know her from her show Rogue Ways. She's an awesome human being who gives love and light to so many, and she has 2 chickens.
I'm so excited to be here right now. I love everything you do. Every time I get to receive from you, it gives me so much. And also, Regan and Hopkins receive so much. And it's just such a joy and a pleasure. And I already feel it. My heart's already opening. And I'm probably going to cry. No promises.
That's perfect. I feel like that's part of what I do is make everyone cry.
Yeah.
And
Perfect
oftentimes
healing.
I move to tears as well. So Regan and Hopkins are Lindsay's chickens, and they're these amazing chickens. And I guess we connected about a year and a half ago. Um, yeah, and I started going on Lindsay's show regularly, and we started interacting with the audience and doing live readings. And it's been just so much fun to connect. And one thing I really love is that now I'm like so connected to your chicken. I think it's amazing. And so is Ping. My little dog he's sitting on my lap. He just ran up here. He often like goes and does something else when I'm doing readings, but he's like, it's Lindsay and Ryan and he's here to be a part of the fun. So, is there anything you want to tell everybody about your chickens, or is there any questions you have, anything you want to know? I know you're going to get a message either way.
Yeah. I'm really excited. No, I guess I just am excited to do this because I love to receive anything from you. It's like a super special treat. It's a super special perk of knowing you and being your friend. And so I'm really grateful for that. But I also, um, I feel like Regan and I actually have like something going on too, and so it's really perfect that she came to you and was like, "Hey, we need to figure this out." We'll see what it is. And she's just such a wise, beautiful soul. It's so funny because when I got them, I know how special chickens can be because when I was little, I had chickens and I had a lot of chickens I didn't connect with much, but I had one chicken that was like my soul, like this beautiful friend I had. He would ride on my shoulder, or she. He actually never got old enough for us to know, but I thought it was a he, and I called him Dudley. And Dudley would ride on my shoulder, and we were tight. He even came to school with me one day on the bus. I brought him in a little box, and then I got to like carry him around, and he wouldn't poop on me, and he would sleep in my room with me and not poop inside. Like it was really weird. A very close connection with this chicken. And finally, he got old enough, that my parents said he couldn't live in my room with me anymore, and he had to live outside. Um, and that did not go well for him because he didn't understand how to live outside safely. And so it was really sad for me, but I had that connection. So when other people look at chickens, they're like, they're just birds, like they're stupid animals. They're not, they don't have this emotional like presence and soul like you would more easily get from like a dog or a cat or a horse or something, right? We are more used to that. Not really used to that with chickens. And so I love that Regan and Hopsh can have this connection with us too, that they're such powerful, loving, beautiful beings with so
Yeah.
much wisdom, and that people get to see chickens aren't just stupid birds and they're not just random animals, and they can also provide this connection. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I absolutely love chickens. And I feel very, very close to them. So I can definitely resonate with what you're talking about. And the beautiful thing about animals, the reason, one of the beautiful things about communicating with them and connecting is that they do have a soul. They carry this beautiful message and information. And not only that, but they have deep, deep, deep wisdom. One thing we're going to get into today, and we're going to get into it and do the reading, is what your relationship is with beloved Regan and what you're here to teach each other and show each other, which Lindsay's very tuned in, so she probably has some ideas. It's always good to get confirmation. And we're also going to check in with the Akashic Records, if that's okay with you, and see if there's anything that can be revealed about maybe a past life connection. What I've learned is animal companions, they and their people very commonly have this past life connection. And if that's something that listeners don't resonate with, it's okay. You can just let go of that part. You don't have to to agree to anything you don't believe in. But I know Lindsay resonates with that, so I'd like to offer that as well. So let's connect and let's do this and experience it. I wish we had a picture of Regan. We did this so like spur of the moment. Hi, Jenny B. Oh, perfect. we loved to duo. I'm gonna put you down, okay, buddy, because it's just a little bit challenging. There we go. Okay. Ping really wants to be a part of it, but he's dancing around on my lap because he's so excited. Okay, so how I'm gonna do this is I'm just gonna connect to beloved Regan. And Lindsay's going to close her eyes. And, Lindsay and I have been doing this together. So she knows what to do but we haven't done that many messages from your animals. Just a couple. Yeah. So this will be fun. We're usually facilitating it for other people. So just close your eyes and everybody can receive this beautiful message and information that Regan's going to provide. This beautiful, beautiful chicken. So I like to put one hand on my heart, one hand on my lower abdomen. And everybody just give Regan and Lindsay lots and lots of love. And Lindsay, you can close your eyes and just connect to Regan and the love you have for her in your heart. And we'll say, Dear Regan, we love you, honor you, and appreciate you. Please come. Please offer your wisdom, your guidance, your love, your messages. And please receive our love and gratitude for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Dearest beloved Lindsay, this is the soul of Regan. I love you so much. I recognize you as one of my protectors and allies, not only on the physical plane, but spiritually as well. You have been there for me my whole life as I know it. The two of us have come together for a very special reason, to teach one another the power of our hearts. Even though we don't always understand the other, what they're thinking, or why on earth they're doing what they're doing, this never gets in the way of our heart connection. It simply cannot. I love all the nicknames you give me and the way that you open your heart when you see me, to receive my love, and to be present for whatever I'm meeting that day. Yes, chickens have emotional intelligence, for I am a soul that has not always been in this embodiment. There was a lifetime where I was your horse. We spent many, many times quietly together in connection and harmony. You set me free in this lifetime, and as painful as it was, you knew it was what I needed. This is what we have come together to do for each other in a different way, to set each other free. Oh, oh wow. Oh, that was so special. I'm going to ask you for how that felt for you in a minute, Lindsay. I want to share what I saw. When she came forward as a horse, she had a white mark on her front and she was brown. That's what I saw. A really rich, beautiful brown. Um, you know, the brown that almost doesn't look like a color? Just like, what is that? Is that color? And and I heard the name. I heard Pansy and Paisley. So I heard that her name was. I think it was Pansy was her name. Which I love that flower. I don't know if you connect to that.
Yeah, I actually just like that's so weird because I just found pansies like and found out what they were and like felt a connection with them when I got Regan. And when you were describing this
Ah!
horse, I was seeing it and feeling it and watching us together. And when I was a child, I drew only brown horses with white spots on their heads. So like I must have remembered coming in that that was my horse, which made me cry a lot.
Oh, that's so beautiful to hear. This is why I love doing this face to face. I love doing live readings, but when I can hear how you connect to it, um, it brings such a meaning to it. You know, it's so powerful.
It's really it's really beautiful. I also resonate strongly with letting animals free. My entire childhood I was like, why is this dog on this leash? Why is that thing in a cage? Like why are these horses in this field? Like everything should just go free. Like none of this should be like this. And I, you know, my parents had to explain to me and I had to really learn to understand that we don't live in that type of world. You let them out, they get hit by a car, like all these things. And I, you know, so I have to accept that. But that's like my instinct. So I guess I did that before. But it sounded like it was hard for me to do it, you know, because I probably wanted to keep
Yeah.
that connection.
And I saw it was like you met each other. I just saw you spending all this time in a field, and then she became your companion. And then there was a time where it was just time for her to move on and go meet her mate or, you know, whatever her, you know, because animals are on their journey too. They have this, you know, they're being guided to connect and meet different people, and they have these different connections just like we do. But they're, especially the domesticated ones, their existence is a little bit more controlled than that. So it can be hard for them to do that. But you knew in your spirit, really, it's like you enjoyed that time together so much. Um, yeah, and there's a strength in that that's so valuable. And not just, I didn't get that it was a physical existence that you'd have to let go over in this lifetime, you know, which eventually we do, right? Part ways for, you know, whether they transition or whatever. But it was more of, it was a different kind of letting go that you're learning together, and you came together to learn. And it's this emotional, um, for her, it's like learning how to be at peace with the unknown. Um, her soul really wants that wisdom. Yeah.
I can see it too because I can tell that she would love it if I could always be outside and like hanging out, and I would love it too, and it would be great. And it's just not, that's not how it is. And it's not that often that we get to spend a lot of time together. And so I'll sometimes look out. I actually often look out to like see what they're doing out there, through the window. And she's like trying to get out. Like you can tell she's like, where are they? Like, why aren't they out here? And I'm always like, oh God, like, why? I'm sorry. I wish I could be. I feel like I'm like torturing her somehow, but I just try to like send her that message of like, it's okay. Like you can just
Yeah.
hang out, like perch, or just like get down in the dirt and do your dust dance or have fun. And you don't have to, we don't have to be together all the time. We can't be together all the time. So I wonder if that's part of that, learning to
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
what I'm hearing. It's like learning the connection in the physical separation. So it's like your souls are connected deeper than that, whether you're physically around each other or not. So you can just remind her that in your heart that this is what you get to practice, and have her connect to you in a different way. Invite her to connect to you and share her message with you through a different heart connection. Um, I'm getting you could even around her practice like closing your eyes and having her practice like just connecting to you differently in a different way. It's really beautiful. That's profound. Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on and receiving that message. I'm so grateful. Regan is happy now. Um, and your other chicken, Hopskin, was like very okay with Regan having the spotlight this time. So, so I'm glad that she could come on live. I wonder if you, since we've spent so much time doing this for other people, and you facilitate such a beautiful show where you let me come on and connect with your audience and do live readings and stuff. And we've also done some classes to really, this is one of the things I feel really called to do, is to actually facilitate this deeper connection, because it's there and it's so alive, and the animals love it, and it nourishes them, and it brings such a different reality, a different feeling, a different heart to the connection that we actually have with our animal companions. And so I wonder if maybe you could share with our audience like any experience, or I don't know, anything over the time that we've done this. I know you've been to one of the classes before, and I'm excited. I'm actually doing a whole course coming up, which we'll share about in a little bit.
that's so exciting.
Or even sharings that you've gotten from your audience about how it's helped them connect. Or I wonder if you could share some of that with us.
Yes, for me, it's actually been hugely transformative to be connected with you and be able to receive these things and go to those classes. And, when I first started connecting with you, well, to be really honest, the very first time we connected,
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not sure about this person. I don't know what's going on here.
No, it's good for everybody to hear. She really was like, I'm going to play, because we know a mutual person, and that's how we connected. She's like, I'm going to play along with this for a minute.
Yeah, I'm like, she's probably cool, but like, I don't know. A lot of people just say they can do things and they can't. So we'll just see. And so before we did live readings for the audience that day, you did, a reading for Regan and Hopkins, and I knew for sure you were actually the real deal. Well, first you can feel it, right? And everyone should, learn how to feel that and trust that feeling. So I kind of pretty quickly was like, okay, it feels good. It feels opening. It feels like things are happening here. You can sense that if you're in any kind of intuitive or empathic, or really, I think anyone just has that when they connect with you. But I also, then you said, you were saying something like, well, they really love their blanket. And I'm like, well, that's nothing anyone knows, A, and B, no one would guess that a chicken had a blanket. And so I loved that moment. I was like, confirmed. This person's actually, channeling information, energy, and soul with this gift that you have. And our chickens are very strange, and we gave them a blanket when they were very tiny babies, and they loved it. They were like so proud, and they would like stand up all tall on it, like this was their special place. And so as they've grown up, if you pull out a towel ever, they're like, and they like run to it and they like love it and scratch it like this is their blanket. And there are no chickens that have blankets. So when you said that, like I just knew, and that
And
was really beautiful.
weren't they asking for that connection?
Yeah, they wanted
Yeah.
more blankets.
I remember that moment because I was going like, it's kind of when I first started doing live readings, which could be a little intimidating sometimes. And because I've been doing readings for years and years and years, but usually it's very personal. And I didn't know, like, we were live on your show. It was the first podcast I'd ever done. And I remember just going like, I don't know, man, if I say this, and it's gonna sound, if it sounds crazy to her. So I appreciated that moment from my side because I was like, you know what, this is what they're giving me and this is what they're telling me. So I'm just going to share it. And I could tell that connected to you. I was like, oh, good.
Oh, good. Yeah. You're like, who's going to say out loud that a chicken loves their blanket? Yeah, that was a really beautiful moment. And the audience knows me too. And so they knew when I was like, oh, wow, like that. No one would know that. They're like, okay, we can all trust this person too. So it was really beautiful. And we've done so many powerful shows. And every time I get more, not just from the messages, but just from understanding my own connection and way of connection and receiving. And this is one of the really profound gifts you gave me, which I think you know, but if not, you'll know now. And so will everyone else, that I didn't understand how clear my spiritual channels were and what I already was receiving. And I think people can relate to this, especially people, who are exploring this sort of thing where you think at first like, oh, those are just my thoughts, or these are just my imaginations. This is just what I'm visualizing on my own. It's just my, whatever. And, when I was doing, I think it was the first class I did with you, you would describe what you were seeing, and I would be like, oh my God, that's what I'm seeing. That's exactly what I just saw. And I was like, wow, I guess I do have this skill. And I learned to trust myself so much more, that it really unlocked my own gifts, which I already had and was using, but I just did not have that level of trust and that level of ability to really let that flow more clearly. And the more you know that and trust that, the more it happens. And I'm not saying everybody will see things clearly, or everyone has different ways of experiencing and receiving, but this,
but
I think, the
key thing you said was that word trust.
Yeah,
it's like, I think that everybody has ability in their connection, and I didn't always trust mine either. So I know the journey of needing support and helping to open that up. And that's the most beautiful thing about communicating with the animals. When that connection comes through and that frequency and vibration gets shared, even if you're not sensitive like you are and you can experience it, it is a blessing. It is like clearing blockages that we don't even know could be there, to access that part of us in our heart and to trust. And they always give validation really to what you're already knowing or feeling. Like, I'm not a pet psychic, right? I'm not trying to like guess the future or which, honor all the pet psychics. I guess I don't even really know what that means, but I'm just communicating and connecting. And you could call it that, but I'm connecting directly to their field, right? Their soul, their spirit, their frequency and vibration, and the information that they carry in the quantum field. And so when you access that and it's shared and you have that experience, even if you're not physically having that experience, it can create shifts in your trust, which inevitably is going to create a shift for you in your relationship with them, and also with yourself and your ability to connect. The next time you think, oh, I think he wants this, maybe you might actually stop and receive that message and realize that that really could actually be, you start to recognize the difference between a thought and actual information that you just know or are having. Because often it's given as a knowing, like you feel it, or you have that sense of it, or and you're like, did I just think that? Or, there's so a million ways you could unwind it into minimalizing it. But actually, when you can trust it, why not? Just go with it. And this is what I did not realize was going to happen through connecting to people and their animals when I started stepping out and serving in this way. And this is what I think the classes are so awesome, because, and the private readings too. But the classes are so cool because we go so deep in that. And I teach you the tools that I have been using as an animal communicator for the past, 10 years to actually help step into that trust. And it's not about like transmitting a power to you. It's about like removing, the doubt and whatever could be standing in between you and that connection that's obviously there. Because everyone I talk to, really almost everyone, I can really confidently say that, they knew when they saw their animal companion, just like you said with Regan, you felt that special connection. And it can be a number of things, but that connection was brought to you through them. And so many people say, their animals saved their lives. And once you get into it and really start reading about what you're here to learn and teach each other, and maybe past lives that you might have had, like that horse, you connected to that so beautifully. I had no idea that's, I just received the information, and that's really all I'm doing. And that's the most beautiful part about my job. And so I want to read. Salvador is saying, let's see if we can read it. He said, "You really helped me with the relationship with my German Shepherd, Loki. Since that day, we have been able to communicate so well, and his anxiety is almost gone."
That's so awesome.
Thank you so much, Salvador, for sharing that. And please feel free to reach out to me if you want to come on and share your story with everybody. I think it's so powerful for people to hear, because this is the thing. I have discovered how powerful this work is by connecting with people and doing these classes and just trusting that everyone's going to get what they need. And it's really so amazing what people can receive and create from this connection. And I am obviously so excited to facilitate it. So one of the reasons I'm so excited is because I was guided to create this course, and it's called Deepening Connection with Your Animal Companion. And it's going to start in March. So we have a little bit of time. Everybody has time to get registered and figure it out. And there's going to be, so we're going to do 3 classes. Remember when we did those classes?
Yeah.
What was your takeaway from those classes?
Like I said, it actually really encouraged me to keep accessing my own channels and trusting those messages more clearly. But I also, there's, like you said, a profound amount of healing that happens every single time. And like you said, there's things releasing that you didn't even really know you were still carrying around or still was in your informational field. And then it really is just gone after that. It really is just transformed, and you're just so much clearer and lighter and brighter. And if it's a living pet, you feel that connection more strongly. And if it's a pet that has passed, you still feel that connection more strongly, and everything is just so much more aligned. So it's like a tuning, right? These classes, they're really beautiful.
That's a good way to say it. So we've done the individual classes, and I know you've joined a few. This is going to be like a whole course. So it's like 3 classes, so which I'm very excited about. But each person who signs up also gets a 30-minute private reading about their relationship with their animal companion, which is so exciting. See, my dog's very excited about it. He just peeked up from the covers like, what? What's happening? And we also get 3 like group Tao blessing sessions, which are held, and even if you don't show up, you still receive the blessing. So this is the cool part about the blessings, is the frequency and vibration and the positive information from the source comes in and can actually also assist you in lifting some of those blockages and some things that might be interfering, right? The interference of your connection, whether it's self-doubt or something that happened in another lifetime or ancestrally or whatever it is. So you get a blessing in each session, in each class, plus you get 3 blessing sessions. And I'm going to create some practice videos so that you can stay connected. So this is the other thing. You have to have the tools too. That's the key, is it's connecting, but also giving you the tools so that you can get confidence that you can do this on your own as well.
I love that. That's a powerful
I love
part.
it. I love when people share, like Salvador did, about the shifts happening in their connection, because I've experienced it with my dog, and you wouldn't think that me and my dog could be any closer, but really we have gotten closer and closer and closer, and we're really in this together. And I think that just having the deepening and that companionship is so amazing for our hearts. And our animal companions have pretty much been working overtime for us the last couple of years. Raise your hand if you've been spending more time. And so learning and receiving, each class we're going to receive messages, and you can tell I'm just so like completely excited about it. So we have the early bird. Let me show everybody what website they can go to and find this. Deepening connection with your animal companion. soullightpetservices.org is my website. You can find it's there, and you can order. And the early bird's there, which is awesome. It's $40 off.
That's rad. This is an amazing value too, because if people look at what they would have to do like individually if they parsed that all out, that's a lot. So you're giving them a lot.
So just a 1 hour session with me, and the rate at this moment is $150. So even if you did a private session, right now you can get the class for. Are you looking at the website?
No, I was looking at the comment.
Okay, I thought you were. Right now, I think you can get the class. The whole course is only $125 right now.
What?
I know. I just followed guidance. I was like, okay. So you get a 30-minute reading, which is a $75 value at least. And then you get 3 classes. And then you get 3 blessing sessions. And you get 3 practice videos.
That's crazy. People probably think that we planned this, but what actually happened is Katherine was like, hey, do you want to come on live with me in a minute and get a message from Regan?
Regan has a message for you.
I'm never just jumping in and doing this. So my reaction is genuine when I said, what? Yeah. That's a crazy price. I hope everybody takes advantage of it.
I didn't even tell you about the course.
No.
We'll just tell now. Yes, we're all about the authenticity here. Yeah, so I'm so excited for anyone to join us, because the truth is, and I think you can agree with this, Lindsay, because we've done so many readings on your show. So people have allowed us into that connection that they have with our animal companion. And it's so sacred. I say that, but I'm not overstating it. It's so special. It's life-changing for both of us. I know it is for me. So I really feel honored when people let me into that connection, and when I get to have that experience. And like I say, then your animal companions might come to me and be like, hey.
You suck.
And then you can come on live.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah, so I just want to genuinely say I really appreciate anyone who takes the time to connect with us and offer us the opportunity to, do this. It's just, there aren't really words. I never would have expected this for my life. I had this connection with animals, like so many of you, like you had a very special connection with animals when you were young, right? And until I really got sent on my healing journey, which I think is another really important aspect of talking about for these classes, is you're receiving these blessings. So for me, when really this ability popped forward is when I started healing myself and doing the work to heal myself and allowing that connection. And then it popped forward and everybody could see it kind of but me, but it was a part of my experience always. And and then so it's not like I'm any different than anyone listening.
Yeah, I love pointing that out, because I think a lot of people are like, oh, okay, she's special and I'm not. We're all special.
Yeah. And, I also, like you do, Lindsay, I like to connect to the saints and the other holy beings, and I connect to the spirit animals, also our animal guides. Which we're going to do something with that. I'm going to create, I can tell there's going to be a course created for that, which I feel excited for. But that is like my highest potential of communication is the animals and stuff. So, once I started opening up to that and actually trusting it, things started changing in my life, in my health, and my connection, in my relationships and stuff too. So it really is an all-encompassing thing, and it's just another way that the pets step forward to like offer their love and service. And I
Beautiful.
love it.
Yeah. This is also, in shamanic traditions and most healing traditions and most sort of um, you know, I'll just leave it at that, I guess. You go through this same idea where sometimes they say you come close to death or you actually die, but really it's more about going through that massive, profound healing of self, right? Where it almost maybe feels like death sometimes, or maybe you were in a way like on the road to death, and this transformed it and turned it around. But it's really common, and there's a reason for it. It's exactly what you're describing is as you're healing yourself, you're removing all the blockages that were preventing you from connecting more clearly, more deeply, and in more presence. And so that's another clue for anyone out there. Like we're all healing together, and the more you heal, the brighter this connection gets
Yes.
for all of us.
And the
And
more you heal, the more your animals can heal too.
that's true. And that group class too. This is why I think group classes are so powerful, because I know it's really fun to think about doing one-on-ones, and like that also feels really good, and we need that too. But group classes are so powerful because you're describing this field that you connect to and that we can all connect to and that we create together. And when you have that many people together, that field is just brighter and stronger, and it's for everyone. So when you feel like maybe on your own, like I don't know, I'm not that clear, I can't get that centered, you get into a group like that, and that's the intention, and then someone like you is guiding sort of the opening of that space, and you feel it way more powerfully, way more deeply, way more clearly. I love that. I love that about group work. It's beautiful.
And you get both in
Yeah.
this course.
That's true.
But yes, because when other people open to their connection, you can also open to your connection. I love this group work also. It's really powerful. Plus, it's just something very special. I remember you were in a class, one of the first classes I was offering for connecting with your animals specifically. And there was somebody who joined and this person said, like, this completely changed my life. And we were both just like, whoa. And I think that is really common,
Yeah.
for that to happen.
That's one of those things where you can't promise that in the course description, but you're
No.
like, this could transform your life. Like, let it.
It really is limitless. So I just want to address all of the people who are joining us. Hello, welcome. And Karen's asking, do the animals you connect with know your name or know your name if it's heard?
Like if they know it's Catherine, or if I went and said to Regan, "Hey, Catherine says hi," would Regan like perk up?
Regan probably would, yeah. um, I'll share this. In my experience, the animals recognize me as someone who's here to help them in that way.
Can I
Right?
should I tell the story of what happened yesterday
Sure.
with my person I was working with?
Oh, yeah.
Because
I
this
was
was
like, I
pretty
don't know
cool
what you're
too.
talking about, but okay.
Well, just as far as animals recognizing like you and what you can do and help with, I went into my own session with someone who I was working with, and we were there to do work with her, and um, I won't say who or anything, give any details, but
Yeah.
yeah. But I went in to work with her, and oh, hello, how are you? We're starting the session, and then I just see this dog sort of pop out from behind her, and I just looked, and I was like, oh, you have a puppy, and I just understood this dog was like asking me for help somehow, and I was like, oh. Okay. And so I was like, tell me about your dog a little. And she's telling me about her dog. And there's actually, some issues going on and some things and just stressing her out. And the dog's not feeling great. And I have the perfect person for you. And I suggested Catherine, and the dog was like, cool, went and laid down again. And I was like, that dog knew I could connect her with you, and you could come and help them. And,
Yeah.
I just like, that was so beautiful too. Like, so amazing. That's how powerful your presence is.
I love that. Oh, well, that's very generous of you to say. Yeah, I think, and it's probably not so much hearing the name, and now Karen's explaining a little bit, so I understand what she's saying. But it's, yeah, it's a soul recognition. Have you ever met someone and you like felt like you've known them forever? Or, it's that when we step into our connection and our ability and what we're here to do, which looks different for everybody, and it can vary throughout your life. I feel like whoever you're here to show up for has a better chance of recognizing you when you're in that open and willing in that ability. And that's what I've noticed, because I know a lot of people, share this experience, but like I can just be out and about and people's animals will they'll just come to me and people are like, "Oh, my dog's not usually so friendly, like ever to strangers." And I'm just like, "Yeah," but they know, they recognize like, "Hey, you can hear me. You know what I need. You can communicate with me." And so, obviously I don't just launch into like doing a reading, but
So your dog
there
says, like, ah.
but if I'm hearing something, then I can use that information to kind of just be of support in whatever way feels natural and appropriate, right? So Karen's saying when Possum, who is her cat, who I've done some work with, does something wrong, she tells her, "Don't you remember Catherine told you about being nice?" She hangs her head and walks away.
Oh, you remember.
I found that really funny. I know a dog will do that, but a cat, Possum is so sensitive. Yeah. So it's actually that message you're giving her, right? So you're connecting her back to that, to that message, to that connection, to that guidance, which, actually probably wasn't coming from me. Hi, Beth Ann.
Hi,
That's
Beth Ann.
beautiful.
I
Well,
love
thank you
Beth
so
Ann.
much. We've taken up, so much of your time, but I'm so glad. Thank you I was literally just like, "Hey, you want to go live with me?" Actually, we were just going to do a recording, but this is so much better.
So much better. I love it because people can come join in and participate too. I just want to say for everyone, I love that Beth Ann figured out how to do dragonfly, because there's no dragonfly emoji, but there's dragon and fly. So
Aww.
I love it.
I love
That's
it.
cute.
That is cute. So we're connected on all kinds of ways right now together, which is amazing. I love this. This is the first time we've done this.
Yeah, I think I'm streaming to 5 places and you're streaming to wherever you're streaming to. And
Yeah,
we've
we're
got
just.
Dakota over in the Rockfin chat and
Hey, Dakota.
Dakota and Lindsay Smith. Dakota's going to do some sessions with you as well
Cool.
soon. There, he says, since I found Catherine, I've been telling my pups they'll be getting a session soon, and they clearly know what I'm talking about. They're excited and impatient. Like, let's get to it. That's awesome.
Yes, I would love to do a session. And also, anyone who's interested, check out that course because it's a really good deal. Like,
It's an exceptionally good deal.
it's an exceptionally good deal, and especially the early bird, which won't last forever. I'm not trying to be a tease. I just don't remember when it stops.
Yeah.
The first session is the first Saturday of March.
Is this something too that if you couldn't come to any of them, you could still gain benefit and see like the recordings afterwards or any of
Yeah.
is that thing?
So
Okay.
yeah, because I just had to check guidance on what time, and I know that we want to serve all the animals all over the world and their connection to their humans. So yeah, the recording's available, and if you're registered and there comes a time where I'm doing individual readings, I just include you. Everybody gets included, so no one misses out. So even if it's like 3 a.m. for our friends wherever they are, I think in Australia, I'm doing it in the morning-ish here. I can't remember exactly, but the times are listed on my website, so you can go there. Petservices.org. So yeah, everyone will receive, and the private session will do set up individually for everyone, whatever time works for them. I'm so excited that I just see like doing the private session and then also then doing those 3 group sessions and then also get the blessings and then also having the videos. I feel like that's a really good setup. I was like, I didn't
Perfect.
come up with it. I just received the guidance and I was like, that's a really good way to do it. This is going to
Good
be
job,
really
God.
powerful. Good job, God.
So
Well, thank you so much. Shout out to everybody who was able to join. Thanks for saying hi, everyone. Please share this with your friends. Um, and join us. Join Lindsay, join me. We do lots of lives. We also lots of free service too. If the sessions aren't something you can do right now, no problem. Just continue to join in on the fun with us. Even just listening to like Regan's message could help you open and connect to this more and more. And when am I going live with you again on your show?
I was wondering the same. And I also have been really loving your TikToks. So if anybody hasn't followed you yet, they should go do that because they're really beautiful. And they're like so short and good. And you're just like feel better. And it's awesome.
I'm so glad you mentioned that because here's the thing I realized. Like TikTok, you have to have like 1,000 followers to go live, right?
Yeah.
I want to do lives on TikTok. Like, how much fun would that be to serve all those animals on there? But I need 1,000 followers. So if you're on TikTok and you feel like going on there and following me, that would be cool too, because then we can serve the TikTok pet community, which would be amazing.
Super amazing. You are going to be on Rogueways on March 13th. It's a Sunday. That's the next time. You're generally we do like one a month, but we've missed some time here for a while. But yeah, it's pretty.
Because we've been busy doing all of our other things that we do together also.
Yes. Yeah.
Which, speaking of, we might as well just say we are doing something for the spring equinox.
Yeah. One day of brightness is March 29th? No.
8th?
March.
Not that we're trying to plug everything, but it's so fun to like be on here live together. March 27th, one day of brightness. Yeah.
Yes. So it's generally about 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain. It is also recorded, so if you can't make all of it, or if you can't come that early or whatever you. And
it's popular, so yeah.
So grab your tickets. It's already sold a lot actually, and we're not even in March yet. So we might expand it a little. Let's just see how we feel and check guidance and see. We don't want it to get so big that people don't have that personalized sort of experience, because that's part of what's really so cool about it is we all get to see each other and talk to each other and share that time and space.
I know, we might have to have like 5 days of brightness.
Yeah.
Or 2.
That's why I originally, when I started it, I was like 3 days of brightness, and people were like, 3 days is a bit much. And I was like, that's true. Yeah, we'll just do 1 day of brightness.
Well, because it's like 3 days. I mean, the power of it is so amazing.
Oh, we just got Lindsay Smith said we have a new cat that chose us by jumping into our car. So we need to get with Catherine on this new kitty. So you'll have
let's do it.
Connection there too.
Yes, Lindsay. Yeah. All right, everyone. Well, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, Lindsay, for coming on. I'm so grateful.
So awesome. Thank you.
Sorry, I'm not very good at operating this overlay here. Anyway,
I'll figure it out.
We're both here. We send all of our love to each of you and your animal companions. We both love the opportunity to serve you in any capacity that we can. If you want a deeper connection with your animal companion and to also go into your own connection and healing and what is actually possible, stay tuned. Go check out, see if that's something you want to join. Join me on Facebook, join me on TikTok, join me on YouTube. Stay connected. And there's lots of opportunities for you to receive messages and to receive that connection. So thank you, everyone. Have a beautiful weekend. Thank you, Regan, for your message. Bye-bye.